Bantam Cochins were first imported from Shanghai, China in the 1830s, and then they were inducted into the Standard of Perfection in 1874 after being exhibited at the first National Poultry Show in Boston. Now, I will begin my presentation. I'm checking the eyes for blindness. If she blinks, she's not blind. She blinked, so she's not blind. I'm also checking the eyes to see that they are the right color for my breed, and they are, because white Cochins are supposed to have reddish bay eyes. You can see the eye ring on this bird is a little bit bleached. That's due to the bleaching sequence. That's what happens when birds first start to lay and they take their pigmentation in order to color the yolk of the egg. I'm also checking to see that her pupils dilate properly, and they do dilate properly. If they didn't dilate properly, that would be a sign of Marek's disease. Next, I'm checking the comb. Cochins are supposed to have a single comb with 5 distinct points. Her comb has 4 distinct points, but it has no disqualifications such as lock comb, and it does not have any side sprigs or thumbprints on her comb. I'm also checking for rips, tears, or frostbite, and she does not have any rips, tears, or frostbite on her comb. Next, I'm checking the wattles. Bantam Cochins are supposed to have small, proportionate wattles, and she does. I'm going to the back of the head to check for lice. She does not have any lice on the back of her head. Lice would be tiny little sesame seed-like bugs that feed on feathers or feather parts. To get rid of lice, you would use poultry dust. This is also one of the first areas which molting occurs, is on the back of the head. As you can see, right now she is not molting. I'm checking the beak. I'm checking the beak to make sure that it is straight, and I'm also checking it to see that it is the right color for my breed. It is the right color for my breed, which is yellow, and it is free from cracks or chips. And she does not have cross beak, which would be a disqualification. Next, I'm checking the ears on this bird. I'm checking the ears to see if this bird has any discharge coming from her ears, which would signal an ear infection. She does not. And I'm checking the earlobes to see that they are the right color for my breed. As you can see, she does have red earlobes, and she lacks positive enamel white on the earlobes, which would be a disqualification. Because she has red earlobes, you can tell that she will lay brown eggs. As you can see, also, the earlobes are bleached out a little bit, which is pretty normal considering this hen is about 1.5 years old and is into her laying cycle. I'm checking the hackle feathers. I'm lifting up under the hackle feathers to check for lice. She does not have any lice under her hackle feathers. As you'll notice, the hen's hackle feathers are rounded, and the rooster's hackle feathers are always pointed. This is also one of the first areas they will molt. Next, I'm checking the width and the length of the back with my hand. You want Cochins to have a wide, short back leading up to their tail. She does have a wide, short back. And this is one of the last areas in which they will molt. Next, I'm checking the tail for disqualifications such as wry tail, squirrel tail, or split tail. As you can see, she does not have wry tail, squirrel tail, or split tail on her tail. One of the disqualifications that is also unique to Cochins is to have a concave tail. which would be having the absence of underfluff, which is actually abundant on her and she does not have. After that, I'm going down to the abdomen. I'm feeling the abdomen to see if it is sort of soft and spongy. Her abdomen is soft and spongy, so that means that she is laying. Next, I'm checking the vent to see if she's laying. She is laying because her vent is oval shaped and red in color. Next, I'm measuring the pubic bones to see if she's laying. I can fit 2 full fingers in between her pubic bones, which for a bantam is a lot. So she is in her laying cycle. And after that, I'll check the distance between the pubic bone and the keel bone. On birds that are not laying, the distance between the pubic bone and the keel bone and the distance between the 2 keel bones will be very small. Again, I can fit 3.5 fingers in between her pubic bone and her keel bone, so that suggests that she has a large abdominal capacity and that she is again laying eggs. After that, I'm going to check her thighs for meat quality. This bird has no meat quality on her thighs whatsoever because Bantam Cochins are an ornamental breed. Next, I'm checking the shanks. I'm checking the shanks to make sure they're the right color for my breed, because any other color other than yellow would be a disqualification, and she has yellow shanks. After that, I'm checking the shanks for signs of leg mites. Leg mites have recently been an issue in my coop, so I think she probably does have leg mites, and she's getting treated for them. I treat my birds with mineral oil. This is in order to suffocate the mites which live and eat on the bird's scales. Next, I'm checking the pads of the feet for any rips, tears, frostbite, or bumblefoot. She does not have any rips, tears, frostbite, or bumblefoot on the pads of her feet. I'm checking to make sure that she has the correct number of toes, and she does. She has 3 toes and a dew claw. Some breeds have 4 toes and a dew claw. As you can see on this foot, she is missing a toe nail, but it will grow back. I'm also checking to see that, again, it is the right color, and it is the right color. If I flip the bird around front, I'm checking for feathering now, which is unique to the Cochin breed. They're supposed to have profuse feathering on all of their outer toes, and their inner toe is supposed to have no feathering. If their inner toe was feathered, that would be a disqualification. Next, I'm going around to check the wings. I can check under the wings to see if she has lice. She does not appear to have lice under her wings. I'm also checking the wings for split wing, twisted feather, or slipped wing. She does not have split wing, twisted feather, or slipped wing. She also, unlike a lot of Cochins, does not have weak wings, which is a characteristic that you tend to see in a lot of Cochins. Just has to do with how they're bred. Cochins are supposed to be very upright and carry their wings so the tips of their wings are almost disguised under their feathers from their tail. And she does. As you'll notice, there are 7 parts to the wing. There's the wing front, the wing bow, and the wing bar. If you want to extend their wing properly, you grab the wing bow and you pull it. She has all 10 primary and 10 secondary feathers. You can tell how far the bird is in to which feathers on their wings are molting. Usually the feathers in the wings molt in order from the inside to the outside of the wings. She is not in molt right now because she has all 10 primary and secondary feathers on both of her wings. And one axial feather, which is the little feather in the middle dividing the two parts. Next, I'm going to check the breast. I'm going to feel the breast for meat quality. This bird does not have any meat quality on her breasts because they're an ornamental breed. After that, I'm checking her crop. I'm checking her crop for any lumps, bumps, or abnormalities. She does not have any lumps, bumps, or abnormalities on her crop. Production birds tend to get impacted crops sometimes, and you can feel this because the crop will be rock hard. But her crop is not hard, which suggests that everything is going smoothly and she is processing her food. After that, I'm checking the keel bone. You can feel the length of the keel bone down the bird. The keel bones are supposed to be straight. Her keel bone is straight, which is good because if it wasn't, that would be a disqualification. You would also never want to breed a bird with a crooked keel bone. And having a crooked keel bone is a sign of disease, like fallow cholera, which causes deformities of the keel bone in the later stages of the disease. Now, I'm going to put my bird down. I'm going to evaluate my bird. As you can see, she has the correct posture for cochin. You want cochins to look most like a ball, and she does. She also has correct wing carriage, and her fluff does not drag on the ground, which would also be a consideration that you would take in when breeding them, because you don't want a ton of their fluff and feathers to be dragging on the ground, because that would be bad breeding, and it would also be a disqualification. As you can see, their temperament is also pretty docile, which is what you want for cochins, but she's not overly lackadaisical. If I were to change something about this bird, I would change her comb. I think her comb could use another 5 points. I might also change the feather quality in her tail a little bit. Her tail could be a little bit more upright. Her tail also changed when I bathed her. Some of the feathers she can't get to with preening. She hasn't preened yet, and that's why these feathers are kind of shriveled looking. Now I am finished with my examination.